and as a guy, but you know, when you look at his record, he hasn't beaten anybody with remotely the kind of thing that Rampage is.
This is the biggest fight of his career.
So what do you think, you know, the fight means to him, and how big would a win over Rampage at this stage of Rampage's career be for him?
When you look at this situation and where Rampage is right now, and mentally, and all the things that's going on with him, you can tell there's absolutely no pressure or stress on Rampage whatsoever. It's another fight for him. He honestly 100% believes he's going to leave here in the box and do whatever he's going to do. For Glover, this is all the pressure is on him. He's, you know, this is, I'm sure, the most nervous he's ever been for a fight. It's the biggest fight of his career, the biggest fight of his life, and a career-defining moment that gets him here or he goes back here. It's a big one for Glover. So, you know, I saw some stuff where people were writing all the pressure on Rampage because of this last fight and shit. Rampage has got a bunch of money. Rampage is, you know, Rampage is going to go and do whatever he thinks is going to make him happy. But Glover's the one it's a big fight for Glover.
When you look at him as a prospect and you are evaluating him as how good he can be, I mean, is he a talent that has the kind of talent, not that he beat John Jones, but has the talent to be a champion someday?
I do. I think the unfortunate part for him is it's been so long for him to get here. He should have been here a few years ago, but he had those visa issues, and finally got him taken care of. Now's his time. He's got to make the most of it.
Pedro from Brazil.
Yeah.
No contest.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think? You guys think that I should bring a guy back in that has this opportunity and is in this fight and then fakes and does? I don't give a shit what anybody says. The guy was fake. Let me tell you what, me and every one of you standing here right now, and everybody who will watch these interviews or hear them, saw Shogun versus Dan Henderson. One of the most vicious, grueling, back and forth fights you've ever seen. Neither one of them walked out of the octagon acting like that. And you saw the shit that they went through. The ref made a horrible mistake that night, and that kid played it right up to the end.
So he won't get another one.
Ask Joe Silva. I don't know. As far as I'm concerned, no.
Talk to Eddie Alvarez. Because you probably know going into he's hoping something will come out, but he's hoping that Judge goes into his favor, that he would like to fight me.
I hope it works out for him too. I mean, listen, you know, everybody knows that this isn't a kid who's their world champion. This kid doesn't have their title. His contract's up. You know, we'll see what happens. He says it the best. Either him or his lawyer basically said, yes, these guys tried to match it, but let's say you put it this way in these terms. If the UFC and Bellator both want to take me to dinner, the UFC's taking me to Morton's, and Bellator's taking me to McDonald's, you know, then no two dinners were created equal. No two pay-per-views were created equal. No two, you know, these two fight companies aren't created equal. You know, but on the flip side, don't forget this either. We're not talking about Bellator. Everybody talks about Bellator like there's some poor little promotion, and then Viacom owns fucking Bellator. Viacom owns Bellator. Viacom runs that shit. Bellator, like you used to know it, is over. Viacom sits on $5 billion in cash. $5 billion in cash. Pay the kid. Pay the kid the exact monetary offer we gave him. And you deserve the right to have it. You know what I mean? We're not talking about some poor little promotion. Oh, poor little Bellator and the big bad UFC. Viacom. We're not sitting on $5 billion in cash. They are. They can pay the kid. Pay him.
Any thoughts on who he would fight if he was able to get through this court thing successfully and get it?
It's not even here yet, and you guys are asking me those questions.
You didn't answer his question when he asked you about Cerrone and Pettis. I mean, that's a little different situation. You know, you know.
Yeah, because I hate answering those questions before the fight. You know, this isn't boxing where, let's say Cerrone and Pettis, this is boxing. We're boxing now. Cerrone and Pettis are fighting tonight, and the winner's going to get the next shot at the title. So what happens in boxing is the fight happens, and just saying, let's say Pettis wins, and he breaks his hand in the fight. That fight will not happen until Pettis is healed, ready to go, and then he'll fight Floyd Mayweather. Okay? Whereas in this thing, we got to. Guy still has to defend his title. He still has to work and stay busy. We have other contenders that are there that can fight. It's a completely different.
Assuming
model.
everybody's healthy.
Assuming everybody's healthy, we'll see what happens.
Well, what do you think? You know, when you look at Pettis' decision that he made, you know, he was promised a title fight after, you know, the Showtime kick, and you know, he hasn't gotten it. He made a choice to fight, and you know, it backfired on him. You know, do you feel bad for the kid himself?
He lost.
Right.
He got hurt. You know, he's had some things, and believe me, we've been in these situations. Carlos Condit. Look how long Carlos Condit was before he got the title shot. I mean, we've had tons of these situations. Look at how long Dominic Cruz has been out of work, man. I mean, it's unfortunate, but these things happen. He will get his shot. I mean, look how long it took Chuck Liddell to get a shot.
Financially, that has a big impact on guys, doesn't it?
Huge. Night and day.
So, I mean, Sergio lost a shitload of money by the decision he made to fight Frida as opposed to waiting. Just for the title.
Anthony.
I mean, not Sergio, Anthony. Somebody.
Yeah,
Anthony.
but it's one of those decisions that guys, you know, nothing is ever perfect. If you look at the decisions Rashad Evans made to sit out and wait and how long it took. Carlos Condit wanted to sit. I mean, when you make those decisions, shit doesn't go your way either. The other guy gets hurt. Then this thing happens. Then you get hurt, and then you're out. I mean, it's just, there's no perfect answer or no perfect solution. If a guy's going to be out for a while, yeah, you need to fight. Look at Barao. Barao was going to sit out and wait, you know. You have to make money. You have to keep working. And more important than, well, I don't know if it's more important than making money, but you have to stay active. As a fighter, you have to stay active. Timing, ring rust, all that bullshit.
Last question about that thing. You bring up, you know, you've had a couple interim champions recently.
It's true. That is
true.
true.
Why were they allowed to?
It just depends on the situation. I mean, there's different situations. How long a guy's going to be out. All the bullshit that Carlos Condit went through, he wanted to make sure he was going to get that fight. You know, there's different circumstances. And then, like the Barao thing, we said, you're not waiting anymore, you fight.
Dana, all the promotion that Fox did, they never mentioned flyweight title. They always just said world championship fight. Was that a network decision?
I don't know. I don't think so. And I don't think it was specifically designed not to talk about the flyweights. I think that's just the way they put the commercial together.
And how much of a concern is there for you guys, you know, kind of marketing the little guys in a main event fight like this to a national audience?
I'm not concerned about it at all. I mean, you'll never hear. It's just like me putting Ronda Rousey was a champion on the main card. You know, Henderson and Machida are not champions.
Right.
She is. I mean, to say you don't like a fight because the guy's weak, I mean, that's crazy.
No, I mean, I think fans obviously know how good those guys are, and don't know. But when you're on Fox, it's kind of a, you know, you have to appeal to a more broad audience, and it might, you know.
Guys look bigger on TV anyway, so maybe people won't notice that the ref is 4 feet taller than they are.
Guys waiting and staying active. What happened with Bisping? What goes on now with kind of the Anderson other sweepstakes?
Say that again?
With what went on with Bisping, what happens now for Anderson?
I don't know.
We're
working that out. We were actually on the phone, and we were emailing me, Joe, last night.
As far as you know, does he want to fight relatively soon this spring? I mean, I thought I heard him say that he'd like to fight.
He wants to fight
soon.
We'll have a fight.
How long would it take Michael Bisping to get back into contention now that he's come up short several times in title contender fights?
Yeah. You know, the thing is you gotta win those fights. You can win 100 fights in a row. You gotta win the fight that's gonna get you the title. You know.
But is it going to take him 100 fights to get back to a #1 contender fight?
You know, some talented guys in there now. Vitor, weird. He called out Jones, but you know, at 185 you got Vitor. You got Lombard just looked awesome in his last fight. When Weidman's back, when Mark Munoz is back. I mean, you know, there's a lot of tough guys there.
Well, what's weirder is that now Chael has called out Vitor, so is that going to come up after John and Chael fight?
I doubt it. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Before the Vitor fight, you said that you looked at the side to side. How close are you now? How many more
Close as Vitor?
Yeah, from middle
like
weight.
I said, if Vitor beats Bisping, he knocks off a couple more contenders at 85. It's hard not to.
Good night.
That's here away.
We have a fight for him, though. We have a fight for him.
Rockhold?
You can't remember?
I think it is Rockhold.
Yeah, you can call them out. Yeah, Rockhold bats, but
Rocco?
I think that's what we're talking about.
Musashi, Dustin.
There you go. So I gave you your fight that isn't done yet that we're talking about. Because every time I do, and you guys go out and tell everybody, it fucks the whole deal. But there you go. You got your one fight that I didn't want to tell you that I did.
Musashi Gustafsson and Endo Machida, does that kind of become like a semifinals kind of thing? Unofficial tournament?
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, obviously, if Henderson beats Machida, Henderson will get the next shot.
Machida will take a look at whatever the other guy.
Get it to you again. You come to say it.
But anything can happen. You done with me?
Thanks, bro.
Yeah? Thank you, guys.